Well, good morning, neighbor. Hope you enjoyed your model building, and here we are on a beautiful Tuesday with Miss Honey and myself, and we're going to be running off to physical therapy here shortly, so be a fairly quick one this morning. Houston Eagle has landed. So, Mr. Zelinsky, I believe it was, sent me something I had talked about in the recent video on Sanwa, that they had this thing like the monogram sky stick where you put the airplane on it and fly it around. It came with a P-51, and I couldn't find a picture of the thing, so I just put an old photo of the monogram sky stick in there so we'd have something to work with. Well, sure enough, Mr. Zelinsky has a bunch of, I hope I'm saying that right, a bunch of Sanwa kits in his collection, which in itself is kind of a rare thing. And he actually had one of those complete in the box, untouched, and sent me a photo of it that I'll put up on the screen now. And I'm not sure when that came out as opposed to the monogram sky stick, but given the early and fairly short life of Sanwa, at least in kit plastic models, I'm pretty sure that it was out before monogram sky stick. But that's just pretty neat. I mean, given the compact size and everything, that's that hang on to that, because I hate to say this about a model, but don't build it. It's probably worth a lot more like that. I can only wonder what some collector would pay for that thing. So anyway, thanks for that photograph, and okay, I have to admit I'm a little curious. I wouldn't mind seeing the instruction sheet, see how the mechanism works, but don't damage it. Don't risk it. So, oh God, I gotta pump some more caffeine in me. I barely got an eye open. I had a late night last night because John Kidd over at Scale Motor Garages, Fast Sports, sent me a video about it was a 1997 docudrama with Dan Aykroyd about the CF-105 Aero, and I don't know what what liberties they took, but overall it touched on a lot of important stuff. And Aykroyd made the thing for scale wages because it was so important to him. And you're going to see a lot of models. The story of the 105, the CF-105 Aero, for those who don't know, was in some ways, it was kind of your typical over budget military contract, but I mean, that's pretty much standard for military contract to go over budget and over time. But the airplane is a true marvel, and it was so good that the American Air Force wanted it, and for reasons both, well, probably more political than anything else, the project got canned by the following Prime Minister, Diefenbacher, however you say his name. And so it's right beside the British TSR as the greatest plane that never was. And I'm talking about an aircraft that actually they went up and test flew, and it wasn't vaporware or incomplete prototype. I mean, they had them in testing. They built several of them, and given the limited resources they had to work with in the movie, they did a really good job, I think. And gosh, I already forgot the name of the thing. I'll put a link below, but thanks for that, John. I got it. It's like, oh, I'll watch that tomorrow. It's late at night, and it's almost 3 hours long, and I started watching it, and the next thing I knew, it was just about 3 in the morning. So, jump into the next subject. I can remember for some reason, I think I was a little kid. I'd been talking to my dad the other day. I remember one of the things that was real important to me was anytime I built a model, and of course back in those days you didn't paint them, I just put them together and put the decals on them. Always had everybody show my parents. So it was fine to show my mom, but I always wanted to show my dad because he was a pilot. He could appreciate it. And it was always so important to me that he was like, oh, that's good, which of course parents do. But, what I really appreciated was he goes, oh, that's, because he knew his airplanes. That's it's a such and such. Yeah, you could pretty much identify them. And for some, I guess it's just kids wanting to impress their parents. It was just so important that he liked it. I think he just liked that I was interested in aviation. Yeah. Makes you wonder how much, your parents have an impact on what you model. If your parents or your dad's an aviation buff, you probably build airplanes. If he's a military man or if he's a car guy, maybe have no interest at all. And coffee. I can feel myself coming to life. Wow, you look way too happy over there. Yes, you look way too happy over there. Still plotting my downfall, are you? Plot away, cat, plot away. Remember, I'm the one with the opposable thumbs. Only I can get your cat food for you. Oh, wow. Well, nice day down here in Florida. A little warm, a little windy. And, oh, wow. Still trying to wake up. I got early physical therapy, so I got to get rolling here in just a minute, so this will be a short one. Okay, what's on the agenda for the day? If I can get out to the shed, probably start getting, I don't know if I'll finish off the Jolly Green, the Stuka, but I'll get moving on them next. And, getting a lot of great photos for the next viewer video. A lot of great stuff. I probably said this yesterday, but I want to thank everybody for who, some of you guys took your stuff out of the cabinets and took nicer photos, so we'll see a few of the same things again, but nice pictures of them, and just great work. So, I'm supposed to have a phone call this afternoon with Andrew Yanchus, so I'm looking forward to that. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, and hopefully I'll have that for either tonight's video or depending on what we talk about, they may be their own videos. He sent me some stuff that I'm already planning to make a video on about, just some of the stuff that happened over at Aurora, how they decided to make certain models, who liked what, how they got their information, and some of it involves that supposedly nuclear-powered Russian bomber from, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that all made perfect sense. It's not like they just sat and made it up. They had to have a source, and I gotta admit it was a pretty credible source. But I'll get into that later. I mean, it's as credible as you can get. And we laugh today because somebody designed something. Of course, it's across the internet in 3 seconds. But back in those days, getting any good information on Russian hardware, that was a tough nut to crack. To give you an idea how cagey everyone could be with information, if you remember the movie Dr. Strangelove, one of my favorite movies, the inside set of the B-52, apparently Kubrick had a friend in the Air Force who was in B-52s, and he managed to get a manual, a B-52, which is a classified document. He managed to get a B-52 manual out, so that had all the pictures in it, so that the set designers could build the set to look like what was in the manual. And apparently when the movie aired, there were some Air Force officials that freaked out because the cockpit was entirely too accurate. I mean, the inside set, they were like, how did they get that? And so even on our side of the pond, it could be hard to get good information. Apparently that was a bit of a minor scandal. Oh, man. I want to build a B-52, but my God, that thing's just so big. Even on a smaller scale, I don't have any place to put it. And I suppose I could do a 1 to 144, probably find a place to put that, but that's the only problem I got with these big models is just shelves are only so big. And the thing is, I love big models. I like being able to see all the detail and everything. But there you have it. And the shed doesn't have that big of a roof to hang them in. I could put them in the garage, but God, that'd be such a waste. And the she who must be obeyed is not going to let me hang it from the ceiling in the house. So, plus it'd be impossible to dust them. And you guys are going to see some big ones hanging from the ceilings in the next video. So, God bless you, man. Stay strong. Keep building, my friends. You're way too happy there. Yeah, sweetheart, yes you are.